What's up, fight fans? Welcome to my channel. This is Johnny, and in today's video, we're going to go over the statistics that nobody talks about when mentioning Bud Crawford's last 5 fights. Guys, before I continue, I want to say thank you to all the new subscribers. I also want to say thank you to everybody who's been with me since day one. If you haven't already, could you please hit the notification button? What this will allow me to do, if you like the content that I create, every time I put out something new, you'll be notified. Thank you. Guys, we're a few weeks past Bud Crawford's last fight. He defeated Israel Madrimov at the beginning of August to become a 4-weight world champion and the new WBA title holder at 154 pounds. Now, we have rumors coming out every day, some from the Middle East with Turkey Al-Sheikh, some from the United States, about what's next for Bud Crawford. This is a series that I'm starting now with Terence, but I'm gonna be doing other fighters, and what this will allow us to do is compare and contrast their most recent fights, a phrase I always use regarding fighters: what have you done for me lately? So rather than looking at the fighter's entire resume, we'll just look at the last 5 opponents. We'll talk about how they've gone about their business. What we're also gonna do is come up with some statistics, strength of schedule. The way we do this is we'll take the fighter's last 5 opponents on the night that they fought said fighter, add up their win-loss record, and come up with a strength of schedule. This will allow us to do is better compare and contrast their resumes, who they've been fighting. We'll add up knockouts, we'll add up decisions, and we'll get a percentage. And over time, as I do more fighters, we'll be able to take Terence Crawford, Canelo Alvarez, Virgil Ortiz, Boots Ennis, etc. And in between fights, this will allow us to create a better conversation using statistics instead of emotions. And we know in boxing, it can get a bit emotional with the fan bases. All right, guys, let's take a closer look at Bud Crawford's last 5 opponents. Guys, overall, Bud is 41-0 with 31 knockouts. Every time he walks into the ring, he carries himself a 76% knockout to win ratio. He is currently ranked number 1 in the world at 154 pounds. He is the WBA world champion at 154. He last fought Israel Madrimov. On the night that they fought, Madrimov was 10-0. Bud won a decision in the 12th. Errol Spence Jr. was undefeated, 28-0, knockout in the 9th. David Avenetian was 29-3, knockout in the 6th. Sean Porter, 31-3, knockout in the 10th. Kell Brook was 39-2, knockout in the 4th. Guys, over Bud Crawford's last 5, he's 5-0 with 4 knockouts. I should also mention all of those fights were world title fights. Now let's add up his win-loss records of his opponents on the night that they fought Bud. Let's get our calculators out. We'll add up Madrimov, EJ, Avenetian, Porter, and Brook, and what we'll get is a combined record of 137-8. That gives Bud's opponents a 94% strength of schedule over his last 5 fights. In those 5 fights, he has 4 knockouts, and 2 of his opponents were undefeated. We know that he took Madrimov's O, and he took Errol Spence Jr.'s O. Guys, regarding a future fight for Bud Crawford, I do not have these answers. I just give you these statistics, and it allows us to have a better conversation regarding facts and stats. If you get triggered by these statistics, that's on you. I'm just presenting to you what the history books tell us. Who should Bud Crawford fight, though, if we turn the page a bit and think ahead? I put up a video earlier. If you haven't watched it yet, catch that. Coach Greg Hackett out of Philly is talking about pros and cons of a potential Bud versus Virgil Ortiz fight. He talks about, in his opinion, Ortiz just isn't ready yet at 26 to fight a guy like Bud. He feels Ortiz fights a bit too emotional to get the best of Crawford, and Bud's counterboxing is at such a high level, he would take Ortiz out, and he says that he would do it in a vicious fashion. Now, if not Ortiz, then Canelo. We know Canelo's getting ready for a fight September 14th in Vegas against Berlanga. We know Turkey Al-Sheikh has spoken about wanting to set that fight up, wanting to set the Virgil Ortiz fight up. Nothing has seemed to materialize at the moment. Does Bud Crawford wait for the Seb Fandora, Errol Spence Jr. victor? That fight hasn't even been made official yet. That's still all speculation. So for now, all we have is Bud Crawford, his last fight, August 3rd, victorious against Madrimov, and we just have to play the waiting game like everyone else. I'll leave it here for now for you guys. In a perfect world, what weight class, what division, what opponent, who do you see Bud Crawford fighting next? Leave all that in the comment section below.